Hey guys, welcome to workout number 2. Today we're going to be using, I have 2 chairs. I've got a pillow, a ball which is optional, you could use the pillow instead. The pillow that I have is a little bit more firm because we're going to be squeezing that between our legs. And then I've got a band which is also optional. If you have one, great. If not, you can do I'll show you some options without that. I've got a 5 and a 10-pound kettle. You can use free weights as well. Don't have to be a 5, doesn't have to be a 10. You can adjust to what you have, and you may need to adjust for the exercise as well. Okay, so let's go ahead and get started. We're going to start with the ball. Let's have the ball, your band, and the pillow all available. I'm going to move the chairs out of the way. Okay. Move the weights out of the way. And we're going to go ahead and start on the ground. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and start with the pillow. I'm going to be putting this in between my legs. And we're going to go ahead and we're going to start with just some squeezes, working the adductors, the inside of the thighs. And we're going to go ahead and we're going to squeeze that pillow and release it. We're going to squeeze and hold and release it. Squeeze and hold. And release, squeeze and hold, release. You can also use the ball for this exercise. Squeeze and hold. Ball may give you a little bit more resistance, and relax. And squeeze, and release, and squeeze, and release. Okay. We're going to go ahead and switch up. We're going to go three options here. One option being with the band. And you can lie on your back, alternating, open, squeezing the glutes down here, bring it back to neutral. Other side, back to neutral, alternating back and forth, doing 8 to 10 on each side, or whatever you have. Another option without the band would be lying on your side, legs stacked, body in a nice straight line. We're not opening the body, we're only opening the hips, doing a clamshell, open, back down, open, back down, feeling it here. We're not opening up so that we're opening the torso. Torso stays still, only the hip is moving. And the third option would be to do this exercise with the band on your side, and go ahead and open and close, open and close, open and close. This is going to be a little tougher using the band. So I'm going to go ahead and we're just going to run through. I'm going to do the alternating on my back. I'm going to go ahead and alternate and back up. Really focusing on the squeeze of the glutes. You're going to do 8 to 10 on each side, give or take. And when you're all finished up, we're going to go ahead and we're going to move on to another exercise. So I'm going to have you go ahead and grab both chairs. We're going to put them next to each other. Set one here. And set one here. I'm going to give you a couple options here. We are going to do push-ups on the chair. So I'm going to have you get yourself in a straight line. You can go to your knees. If your floor is too hard, go ahead and grab that pillow that you have, and you can kneel on that. Make sure that you're able to keep a nice straight line from your knees to your shoulders. Glutes are squeezed nice and tight, and we're going to go ahead and drop down into that push-up, pushing back up. Make sure your elbows aren't too high. I don't want them up here. I want them dropping back away from the shoulders a little bit. Nice and controlled, really controlling those shoulders. And then a second option would be to go up onto those feet, make this more challenging. Again, glutes nice and tight. We want that straight line from the feet all the way down the shoulders, dropping down and doing push-ups this way. Much more challenging. Okay, good. So you've got two options there. Do what you can for me. A third option would be doing push-ups countertop, which would be fine too. That'll raise you up a little bit higher. You can do those from your feet if you don't want to be on your knees. So I'm going to go ahead. I'm going to move those chairs out of the way. Okay, our next exercise we're going to do, we're going to go single leg. Let's go ahead and grab, I like to put something down on the floor so that we have kind of something that we're aiming at. We're going to stand on one leg. The other leg is going to be up, and you're going to be going and reaching down towards that weight, pushing the opposite leg back, slight bend in the knee, and push back and back up. If you need to set your foot down in between, that's okay. Really work on that balance on that leg, pushing that heel back. Try to keep those hips nice and square to the floor. That knee can slightly bend, the hips are going backwards. And I'm going to do one more and then we're going to switch sides. Okay, good. Okay, so switching legs. And we're going to go ahead and reach. Don't worry about getting to that weight on the floor. I want you to focus on that nice straight line of the body. We're not letting the waist drop forward. First initial move is those hips shifting back. If you lose your balance, just readjust. Do one more here. Sorry about the crunching in my knee. Okay, moving on. I'm going to grab the 10-pound weight. You can go with a 5-pound weight on this as well. You can go something in between, whatever's comfy. So this is going to be shoulder, and we're also going to be working the obliques here. We're going to start with just a little bit of bend, like a slight squat, not a deep squat by any means. You're going to start with the weight touching one leg, and we're going to go ahead and you're going to reach up and push it up to the side. Keep those abs nice and tight. You should feel it in those obliques on the side. And we're going to go ahead and switch sides. Two more. Okay, good. We're going to move into an exercise lying on your back. Again, I'm going to use the 10-pound. You can go a little heavier, a little lighter, depending on what you feel like you can handle and what weights you have. I'm going to have you lie on your back. Okay, weight is going to be up overhead, starting up here, nice tight grip. Abs are tight, pulling your back into the ground. I don't want you arching up on this exercise. So abs stay tight. You're gonna slowly bring the arms overhead and bring it back up nice and slow. Really feeling those lats engage and back up. So you should be feeling it kind of through this area here. And back down. Keeping those abs engaged, nice and tight. And I'm going to do one more here. And good. Okay. So we're going to come on up. This next exercise we're going to do is going to be a squat. We're going to go down to a full squat, but we're going to be coming up to balance on one leg. We're going to be alternating sides. Let's shoot for 6 to 8 on each side for this. So we're going to drop down into a squat. Really focus on that good squat going down and back. When you come up, you're going to come up and balance on one leg. You're going to come back to center, drop down, and then up to the other leg. Back down, and up, down, and up, back up. Focus on that good squat, butt going back. I'm going to do one more on each leg. And up. Okay, and then our last exercise is we're going to go ahead and we're going to go into a plank and then a Superman or swan. So I'm going to go ahead and we're going to time us for these. So I'll go ahead and get my stopwatch ready here. And we can go up together. So we're going to go into a plank first. And so go ahead up. Make sure that butt's not drooping. We're nice and squeezed. Hold in for 20 seconds. Everything's engaged. Pulling those elbows towards your knees. And come on down. Okay, we're going to go up into that swan. And arms back. You could also go Superman overhead. Because of my shoulder issues, I like to go back into swan, just because it causes a little stress into my shoulders. Focusing on squeezing those glutes, really get the back muscles tight. And come on down. Let's go back up to plank. And up. Couple more seconds. And down. And then we're going to go ahead back up into that swan or Superman again. And up. Couple more seconds. And down. Good. Okay, you guys, that's going to be it for today. Go ahead and do this a second time, third time, whatever you're feeling up for. Keep getting outside to go for walks. I know it's rainy today, but trying to get out, get that fresh air, staying healthy, keep moving. I hope this is all over soon, and I hope to see you guys and get back to our regular routine shortly. Have a great day.